Hello. Here in Riga, we are holding the conference for criminalization of nuclear war systems. The conference is being held second time in English, and it is the fifth conference generally. Because they are going on every 3 months in 4 languages: Russian, Latvian, English, and Swedish. This is Baltic Sea Regional Court, the court of indigenous people of the Baltic Sea region as well. Furthermore, it is International Committee on Nuclear Justice, that is a global committee of experts from the whole world. And we today will be offering you the methodology of stopping the world war economical system and creating the system of peace, love, and understanding. Here from Riga, with love. My name is Ditta, and I am the corner of Baltic Sea regional indigenous peoples. And I will tell you how you, in your country, can make it happen and connect loving and welfare systems in balance with ecology, how you can put them into place fast. The only thing you need to do is to study our methodology and put it into place, organizing your mates and your peoples, connecting to the sources of light and not the sources of dark powers. Here today we celebrate the Brexit decision, where the English have been brave to get out of the grid of totalitarian dictatorship. This is Tissel. It is the element of Scottish symbology. It symbolizes Scottish independence and power of the rule of their own nation. And it is a very twisted deal, and we don't know if Brexit is for war or to stop the war. Probably the first one. For whatever they manage to do in the official system, it's a war plan usually. But we do celebrate the power of nature. And we do celebrate our will and our rights to be independent nations, as we are. We just have to take these rights seriously and first of all free ourselves, starting with oneself. And today and the whole week we will be holding these nuclear war systems criminalization conference, where I will in great detail describe to you the methodology. So let the higher forces be with us in this work. So, this system that will free you is called Baltic Sun Security System. And I did present it already in 2012 in United Nations. It is a scientific, non-political, non-religious, universal model, and you can see more of it on these web pages, NationalState.INFO and BSRRW.org, where we have all the previous 4 conferences published, both in video and in paper. So it all is based on the model of Baltic Sun model, which has 14 areas of parameters that have to be always watched to be in place, to be protected for any size of unit. These are your rights that have been hidden in the web of current live system. As the system is full of betrayal and is lying about what it is, because it is mendacious and duplicitous system. It is opposite to what it says it is, and it is driving us into the war economy all the time. We do live in the war economy, as it was in the United States Iron Mountain report already found out in the 60s, that if they would take off the war economy, then the people would take over the power on the planet and create this peace, love and understanding system, which the few in the power didn't want to happen. But with these 14 parameters, if you learn to put them into place wherever you go, whatever you do, wherever you are, you will manage to become a savior, a creator of another healthy system. So the first one is about work, how not to be in slavery, and get out of new feudal society systems. The second one is about laws, how to get your rights perfectly protected. The third one is about welfare, social security, how that has to be established, that we suggest with basic salary. The fourth one is about banking, and that will be how we will be emitting our money ourselves, and not leave that to the military corporations that have been running the planet for the last 100 years, at least. The fifth one is about environmental and military protection. As you see, it goes together. The sixth one is about balancing every little aspect into perfect harmony. The seventh one is about health, existence, and life itself. The eighth one is National Ethnical Culture League and Codex of Identity and Loyalty to each unit of it. The whole matrix of identities has to be protected. The ninth one is about the resources of land and property and how to redistribute them in perfect harmony with everything else. And the 10th one is about energy and how to redistribute energy in the necessary amounts. The 11th one is about education, how to get a lifelong education that gives you the truth and the loving teachings, and teachings that liberate you to be the full potential of yourself. The 12th one is the media, the open source system, where each unit can reach the whole population of the planet, starting with their people. To be in contact, to be in touch, and therefore to be able to manifest your being. Not like now, when media is totally corrupt. The 13th is national control and state apparatus. That is how we, the people, can get access to the control of the system. How we manage to control it. Here is the methodology to create that. And the 14th, never the least, is the love itself. Love to the higher forces, through the higher forces, by the higher forces of oneself, of your family, of your people, of everybody on the planet. I do love you, the world, and myself as the grass grows. And your and world's love is filling me. And everything is worth just as much as it fills it with love. And this is the order of love that we will create systemically here. Stopping the world war plans of warmongers. So, as you can see here, then in Europe we have this Coal and Steel Union Agreement of 9th of May 1950 that is the base of EU, and Euratom, which is, Euratom was created to get hold of all the uranium mines and get hold of the control over all nuclear weapons. That's how this world extinction plan was put into place directly after the Second World War. And even the totalitarian world government was put into place by this agreement. And the European Union is right now is a total totalitarian federation, from which England has happily escaped now. But that is, of course, if the warmongers in England are not planning to start a war against Europe, which we don't know really. And here is the symbol of Brussels. Isn't it nice? The plutonium. Nuclear energy and how we all got sucked into it with only one referendum in Ireland. And the end of Bretton Woods Agreement in 1971 is the key factor for economical colonization of nations' urgent call. For something like Bretton Woods 2, we do shout out today here from Riga. And we suggest to hold it here in the Science Academy of Riga, Latvia, so that we can create a fabulous, healthy currency to be converted to for independent nations. So we do suggest a scientific solution. Already have we done that for 7 years. Ecological, economical, social welfare that guarantees to cover basic needs with the sources of each living system only if we get out of the current feudal economical systems. And these sites, these committees are already working to put it in place, and many experiments have been conducted even in Europe to give basic income salary to people and end this feudal society where people work for military corporations, global military corporations. As we know, in Soviet, 90% of people were working for military corporations. And it's no much better now. And the welfare of the world is smoking out by the pyramidal structures legalized. And we do have on our hands already a world police order. They call it New World Order. But what we are putting into place is indigenous world order. That is exactly what we will put into place by this conference. And the methodology of it. But of course, you will have to put it into place in your region. Have to study and work with your mates and peers and execute the methodology, make it happen. So you become the strongest object of light and warmth. So you can provide vital resources to all living systems. And the main method has 3 components. When you are looking for staff in the street, you should only pick out the loving people, the people who care, who love each other. And remember that such people are approximately only 5% of population. So you want the loving ones. And as the system is so harsh and so mean, there are not many left. And the second quality is that they have to be competent in all of these 14 rays. They have to study them. And the third quality is they have to be loyal to the local indigenous people. so they can connect to the forces that love Mother Earth and all the living systems on it, that cherish nature and nature laws. So this is existential return to the divine laws of nature. The necessity is urgent for existential return to the divine laws of nature, to the comeback of the cultures that are still in direct connection with the nature force. Right now, these cultures are being exterminated by the structures of the psychotic corporate global systems. The sum of the errors created by the mind of the corporate global system is an evidence of absence of the heart influence in it, and it is creating a global war that might exterminate life on Earth. Save the heart of every nation to heal the fatal wounds of the world. And as you see, we, the Balts, here in the Baltic states of Latvia and Lithuania, we do have this beautiful heart-shaped geographical position on the Earth. And many people of the world now say that Latvia is the crucial place that can stop the world war, the collision between West and East. And we are here in the very heart of it, in the very center of the heart in Riga, in the Science Academy. And we are in power to do this. We will stop the war Mangler era. And that can be done by changing their input on the creation of money. As they do possess the power of creating money of almost the whole chessboard, leaving only one little corner, the very little one piece of the chessboard, to be shared by the inhabitants of the planet. And this has to be changed to become opposite. The loving people, the people connected to protection of Mother Earth, have to be emitting that chessboard and giving one chessboard to the protection. Though the rest has to go to nourishment, ecology, and healing, of rehabilitation of all the wounded victims of these 1,000 years of Inquisition and genocide. So Baltic language is one of the oldest in the human history. Prussian is already extinct, but it is the termination of all sacred cultures. That terminates the divine security culture of the world, and that we will be restoring now. When you start restoring your native people cultures. So competence is described as a European sun system with developable geographical competence map. So like a globe of competence of 14 continents that you find on these web pages. And it's a base of one gravity ray that I did discover and have shown on these web pages that are my master dissertation from Stockholm University in gender economy, where competences of masculism, and feminism. Patriarchy and matriarchy have to be balanced to create perfect powers, lovingly. But here we are using all the competence dualities, not only gender economy, in the Sun model. So this was one ray of gender economy, where here you have the axis of one duality, and here are the multiple profits of being able to master the duality competently. And there is the highest peak of perfect competence. And in the Sun model, you get all dualities of competences packed into a Sun system of security. It's extreme competence that we achieve when we get open access system to each other's knowledge. So you can see more on NationalState.INFO, and this is the Latvian version, and this is the Baltic Sea regional version, bsrrw.org, where all the 5 conferences are now. So there is a video out there where I'm asking, where is the heart of the United Nations? Because I did ask that question on the 22nd of September 2012 in United Nations. I asked, where is the heart of United Nations? And they said, no, there is no heart. There is nobody who will represent a heart structure of United Nations. So there is nobody who would tell that they love my peoples, my Baltic Sea region peoples, my indigenous root peoples. There is nobody in the United Nations who would protect our rights in person. And then I told that I will be the heart of the world then. And because I do love. And I will protect each nation, each ethnical group, each race, to have great, wealthy conditions on our Mother Earth. And since then I have been working to establish methodology, and you will see the results. So the heart cultures, indigenous cultures of the world, have the competence to heal the wounds created by the pyramidal ideologies. And I'm also a documentary filmer, and you can see my work on 2 YouTube links. And one of them is radioactive BSR, radioactive Baltic Sea region, shorter. And the other one is Free Latvia, in one word. And there are approximately more than 3,000 videos, documentaries there on these subjects. So what we do here we use this Baltic Sun security system generally in every aspect of necessity, because each process has to apply to these 14 areas. It has to protect us in all 14 of them. And the methodology, how to use, will be, of course, directly going to the main source of power, and that is emitting money. So in the next video, I will be going into the banking system that has created a tool how by little technologies of creating accounts and licensing accounts and credit cards and making it very convenient to the people in various levels of the pyramid. They have scooped the whole method grid of resources from the inhabitants of the world. And just by decentrifuging this very little area, we can make the system to change. And that is what we will be doing now. See you soon again.